This is Skip Unleashed, brought to you by Underdog. LeBron James and I share one thing and one thing only, and that is love for the Dallas Cowboys. So it was on Thursday night that I was so excruciatingly engrossed in watching my Dallas Cowboys at Detroit, unfortunately, that I was unable to closely observe Lakers at Toronto as LeBron's all-time amazing streak ended in such fitting fashion. So here it is, a day late and a dollar short. I can't help it. I got to comment on how that streak ended. But first, the streak itself. LeBron James had scored in double digits in 1,297 straight games. That streak is 431 games longer than second place in scoring in double digits, 431 games more than Michael Jeffrey Jordan scored. Does that mean that LeBron is? No, stop it. But LeBron is the greatest scorer in the history of professional basketball because he's just such a gifted 6'9", 260, 70-pound freight train. Greatest basket attacker I have ever seen. Lousy three-point shooter, lousy free throw shooter, but just when it comes to scoring, especially in the paint, unrivaled. Better than Jordan? Stop it. Don't get me started on that. But so it was Thursday night at Toronto. We'd seen age creep into LeBron this year. I'm not criticizing. Father Time waits for no man. But here he was. We'd seen 4 or 5 games where the streak got threatened. And in this game, even though he had played 36 minutes, he was stuck on 8 points. Wound up with 6 rebounds and 11 assists. So he's mostly playing point guard. But without Luka, you would think he would try to score the basketball a little more than he did, but it was Austin Reeves' show. Austin Reeves had scored 22 in the third quarter. 44 he wound up for the game. But the game was tied at 120 all with seconds ticking down, 5, 4, 3. And what happened as Austin Reeves had the basketball over on the right wing, the Raptors say, he's him. Can you believe the undrafted guy out of Oklahoma via Arkansas? What? He's him? He's him. So Scotty Barnes, who's covering LeBron, leaves LeBron wide open, leaves him to go double Austin Reeves, undrafted Austin Reeves. He's simply the single greatest undrafted player in the history of professional basketball. But now LeBron James is left all alone at the top of the circle, and Austin Reeves, to his credit, gave it right back to LeBron because he's stuck on 8. Go, man, go. Go, King, go. This is your chance. You can go win the game and get to double digits. So LeBron takes a big dribble into the paint. There are a couple of Raptors lurking, but he's got a downhill drive to the basket. He's at least going to get to the free throw line in a tie game. Surely he could make 1 out of 2. 2 out of 2, you get to 10. Streak survives. So help me out here. What would be the better alternative? What's the better option in a tie game? The greatest scorer in the history of basketball, who still looks sensational, physique, he's still ripped, still in great shape. What do you want, Laker Nation? Do you want the king driving downhill to the basket? He's the most unstoppable force, even to this day, that I have ever seen driving the basketball, especially if you give him a downhill start. So would you rather have that and the potential free throws, make 1 or 2 to win the game at the buzzer? No time left? Or would you rather him kick it cross court to Rui, camped out in the deep corner, but it's a short corner shot. Rui has made his threes this year. He shot it very well. He doesn't shoot it a whole lot, but he's 47% for the year from 3 through 20 games. Pretty good. So, better option. LeBron, the greatest scorer in the history of basketball, driving it downhill or kicking it cross court to Rui all alone in the corner for a 3 to win the game when the game is tied. Would you rather shoot a 3 or like a 1 foot layup, lay-in dunk? If LeBron busts it downhill, I think he can slam it. And Toronto's probably going to have to tackle him to stop him from dunking, but I don't think they can at that point. I think he's got him. I think once Scotty Barnes left to go double Austin Reeves, it's game over for Toronto as long as Austin can get the ball back to the greatest scorer in the history of basketball. This has been my problem with LeBron James from the start. This is why he's not even in Jordan's conversation, stratosphere, universe, galaxy. If that's Jordan at any age, even the ceremonial Jordan who played for the Wizards, just because he liked the owner and was able to pick the players and pick his head coach, even that Michael Jeffrey Jordan, who averaged 20 and 6 rebounds a game, even that guy, if you give him that option in that moment, he is going to shoot the basketball. If nothing else, he's just going to pull up and shoot that patented mid-range that he perfected in his last 5 years in basketball. And I only count the ones in Chicago. It ended in 1998 when they forced his coach out the back door. And Michael said, well, then I'm just going to retire at 35. I'm walking into the sunset. And he did for 3 years. 3 years of his prime, he sacrificed for Phil Jackson just out of loyalty. Just out of principle. That's who he was. But Michael Jordan, no. It's my ball. It's my shot. It's my record to extend. I'm going to shoot this shot. But LeBron doesn't want to shoot that shot because the poor man was not born with the clutch gene. He was born with a basketball gene, with a point guard gene. He's the greatest passer of his generation, one of the greatest passers of all time. I give you that. But he also is the greatest scorer ever. He did that just on longevity, just because he was able to play all the way to age 40. He's almost 41. Just because he could play to year 23. He just on longevity and gift, just basketball gift, he was able to, because he just stayed so much healthier than any superstar has ever been able to stay. He was able to shatter the all-time Kareem Abdul-Jabbar scoring record. But how many times and how many games? Don't let me count the ways. Don't get me started because I know them all by heart. How many times did he say, no, I can't do that. Remember the game 1 at Oakland at Oracle against the Warriors, game 1? When he had Steph and company on the ropes, he'd shot the ball from outside better than I've ever seen him shoot in any big game. And here you are, you're down a point, and all you got to do, you get the switch, you get little Steph on you. You're 6'9", he's 6, I'll give him 3-ish, but 2 probably. You get little Steph on you just outside the free throw line, and you're hot-handed, just pull up and shoot it. It's do or die, sink or swim. I got it. This is game 1 at Oracle. And he passes to George Hill because that's the right basketball play. He knows he can defend it. It's the right basketball play. And obviously, Klay Thompson tackles George Hill. I know George Hill very well from the team that I used to love back in the day, the San Antonio Spurs. Never liked him. Wait, you could have LeBron James shooting for the win in game 1. They were prohibitive underdogs. You don't think that would have knocked that series on its butt? If LeBron could have made that shot to win that game, instead he dishes to George Hill, who gets tackled. He's got to go to the free throw line, makes the first one, and you know what happened. Obviously, he's going to miss the second one because he's George Hill. Better option, LeBron, hot-handed. Shoot it to win the game. Put him in a hole at home, down 0-1 at home. No, missed it, and obviously J.R. Smith lost his mind for a second and dribbled out the clock, and LeBron sat away from his team and pouted during the break before overtime. It was awful. Jordan would have never done that. Jordan would have rallied the troops, said, no, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. We got him right where we want him. I mean, Wouldn't the Cavs have taken overtime at Oracle in game one? No. LeBron pouted, wouldn't shoot for the first 2.5 minutes of overtime. They fell way behind. That was it. Ball game. Swept. That's the one LeBron came in after game 4 sweep and remember had his right hand in some kind of soft cast. I don't know. He said he broke his hand hitting the whiteboard out of anger after game 1. Played the next 3 games. Go look at the numbers. He shot it fine. Like with a broken hand. Baloney. I call baloney. So LeBron got away with it again. He kicks it to Rui on Thursday night at Toronto. The streak's on the line. But now Rui's got to close the deal, and he did. He made the 3. Probably because, LeBron James passed him the basketball. I get that. Way to go. But the right play, LeBron said after the game, you mad about the streak? No, I'm not mad about the streak. We won. So he had the built-in excuse of we won. But Jordan is going to shoot that shot for the streak. Money on the line. Legacy on the line. Extend the streak. Shoot it, baby. Just shoot it. Come on, man. Shoot it. But you can't because you don't have a clutch gene. And you're not going to drive it to the basket because your worst nightmare is shooting free throws with no time left to tie or win. And in this case, you'd have to make 1 to win. 1 out of 2. LeBron wants no part of that because he's going to LeBrick both of them. You know it, and I know it. I'm sorry, it's just how he was made. God said, let there be LeBron with no clutch gene. He doesn't want that shot. That's not who he is. So I guess he did make the right play given his lack of clutch gene, given his one glaring flaw. He's just not built for the pressure. He wants somebody else to do it. And then he can say, that was the right play. Well, fortunately, in this case, and I can give you a lot of other cases where the deal didn't get closed, the Kyle Korver case. What are you doing, LeBron? In this case, Rui made it. So they win 123 to 120. And in the locker room, LeBron can say, I don't care about the streak. We won. Well, they are winning. They've had a very good year so far. Surprise to me, they ain't the Thunder, and they're not even the Thunder's universe, but they've had a very good start to the year, in largest part because of Austin Reeves. So in the end, it was the archetypal finish for LeBron James. It was the perfect exclamation point to the streak, and the streak is unbelievable. I give you that, LeBron. But in this game, you didn't have a hot hand. You're 4-17, 0 for 5 from 3. Hadn't even gotten to the free throw line, so you didn't have any feeling to go on like, oh, well, at least I've made 4 out of 5 free throws. He'd made 0 of 0 free throws, and he just said, I don't want any part of that. High basketball IQ, up there with the highest ever. We could argue Magic, Stockton, J-Kid, all those, obviously. But LeBron's right there. I don't know. I might even argue LeBron has the highest basketball IQ. He really gets it, sees it, feels it, and protects himself from situations that he just wasn't cut out for, such as extending the streak and winning the basketball game himself. That's why he is not Michael Jordan. Never will be Michael Jordan. Never was Michael Jordan, even though he tried to say he had next by choosing to wear 23, stealing the powder toss from Mike, saying, I got next. No, you got nothing. You got making the right play at the end of games, kicking it to Rui. Come on, man. So, congratulations, LeBron, on the streak, and double congratulations for making the right play and ducking disaster. That had disaster written all over it. Can you imagine LeBron even pulling up and shooting a jumper, like a 12, 15-foot jumper to extend the streak, LeBricking it? Yikes. So in the end, LeBron, knowing LeBron, made exactly the right play. Way to go, man.